Player 3 is the scientist. The scientist's ability is that this player only needs 4 players of the same color to discover a cure versus 5 for the other players. Since the medic is already at Istanbul, we can start focusing on other infected cities. We're going to move to Sao Paulo and treat it for the end of this turn. We're back to Player 1's turn. As the operations expert, Player 1 has the ability to build a research station at his current city. Normally, players would need to be in a city with the corresponding player card and surrender the card to build a research station. Research stations are used to turn in player cards when discovering cures. Let's move our operations experts to Tokyo. We're now going to build a research station by pressing the right shoulder button, which you can see in the available actions is letting us know we can do that. We've built a research station. We've ended cards. We're going to go ahead and play. For the sake of trying to keep this video short, we've played through Player 2's turn and the last action for Player 3. At this point in the demo, we're going to see the player draw an epidemic. The epidemic has occurred in Atlanta. You'll see that it is fully infected with 3 disease cubes. When an epidemic occurs, a new city becomes fully infected. This city is drawn from the bottom of the infection deck. All the previous cities that have been infected up until now are shuffled and now placed back on top of the infection deck. This will increase the spread of disease to currently infected cities. On the 3rd epidemic, the infection rate will increase to 3. As we prepare to end the turn, in normal gameplay, we would hope that Atlanta's infection card is not drawn, as this would trigger an outbreak. If a city has 3 disease cubes or is fully infected, and the infection card for that city is drawn, then the city outbreaks, and instead of adding a disease cube to the city, you then add 1 disease cube to each city that is adjacently connected. For this presentation, we're not going to treat Atlanta to see if we can demonstrate an outbreak occurring. Let's end the turn and see what happens. Looks like we're safe for now. We'll continue through a few more turns to see if it happens while we collect player cards to find a cure. As you see, we've drawn 2 additional player cards and now have 9. In Pandemic, you can only have 7 cards, so we now have to discard 2 cards. We're fairly close to the yellow cure, so we're going to go ahead and discard one of our black cards, and then we're going to have to pick between a red and a blue. Let's go ahead and do a blue and a black card. As you see, we've had an outbreak in Jakarta, and as you can see, the red disease is now spreading fairly rapidly. Instead of adding a disease cube to Jakarta, we now have in Chennai, Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh City, and Sydney. Go ahead. You'll also notice that our outbreak counter is increased. Alright, player 1 now also has the yellow cure in his hand, but as you see, we still have to get him to a research station before we can have the cure. So we'll wait, and hopefully we'll last till the next turn. We've played a few rounds and now have a cure. Since player 1 happens to be the operations expert, he can build a research station where he is at. We'll do this now, then press the left shoulder button to begin discovering our cure. We'll select the 5 cards that we want to turn in. Once complete, in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, we'll see one of the vials filled in with the yellow cure. From this point on, all players can act like the medic for the yellow disease in that they can remove all of the yellow disease cubes from a city for 1 action point. The medic can eradicate diseases from this game by treating a yellow disease in a yellow city. The game is won once all 4 cures have been discovered. The game is over in defeat if 8 outbreaks occur, more than 24 cubes of a disease are spread, or you run out of player cards. We have the yellow cure, and our scientist is about to discover another one once we can get him to a research station. As you can see, collaboration between players is key in this game, in that they must each use their abilities to aid each other in finding the cures and containing diseases. We hope this gives you a quick and sufficient overview of the game. Enjoy. Future development, should we be approved for development of this arcade title, are as follows. The completion of user roles and other game rules such as sharing knowledge or transferring of player cards, transferring players between research stations. Instead of a game board, we are contemplating a 3D view of the world that you can spin around to navigate. Xbox Live matchmaking and handling of dropping players. Non-verbal communication, much like communication options in Settlers of Catan. Learn as you play tutorial, like a stack deck. Animated outbreaks and infections, so it's a little more obvious when things happen. More ways to make the game more interactive with the user, such as possible videos that play in different languages as outbreaks occur around the world. We thank you for taking time to evaluate our concept submission form and prototype. We look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you.